Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ IAS English. I am your educator Praveen Mishra, and today we are going to discuss about a kingdom which should have been represented as one of the most powerful kingdom, a kingdom which should have been represented as one of those flourished kingdoms in the Indian history. But unfortunately, all thanks to the leftist historians, this kingdom lost its actual image, lost its actual prominence in the history books of our country. So the name is, yes, the grand and one of the most powerful kingdoms once again, the Chola Empire. So why are we discussing it here today? So recently our Prime Minister, okay, he stated something that has been printed in our one of the grandest newspapers and obviously very much applaudable in the community of civil services aspirants, that is the Hindu. So the title of the editorial, it is this: Lessons from the Past, basically on the Chola legacy, right? Now, the thing that we must add here before we proceed further with the discussion, the Chola legacy, it just doesn't include the good governance, not just about the naval prowess they have, but also about the grand temples they created. Yes, as I stated a minute back, that some leftist historians, they didn't like this Chola kingdom. Well, you will be the deciding authority at the end of the session, at the end of the video, whether this Chola kingdom should have been given a greater level of prominence, or was our historians, those who were actually more lenient, more tilted towards the leftism, were they right, or there is something fishy in their particular point of view or in their vision or perspective, right? So let's go and understand the news first. So as you can see, a grand festival being going on, and the name of the festival is Adi Thiruvantharai Festival. Okay, so this is a festival that we celebrate very grandly in our Tamil Nadu state. And yes, commemorating the victory of the Chola kings, specifically, we talk about Rajendra Chola I and the father Rajaraja Chola I, right? So commemorating the grandness, power, strength, and valor of the Chol kingdom or the Chola kingdom, right? We have got this festival name as what? Adi Thiruvathirai festival. And where do we celebrate it? Remember, guys, we do celebrate it in one of those, very grand states of our country, that is Tamil Nadu, right? So now, from here, we have got this editorial. And not talking about the theme of the editorial, what they have mentioned, how they have mentioned. So when you talk about the Chola Empire, right, we know it very well that how they created this mighty navy and how this navy expanded its roots towards the Southeast Asian empires as well, from Indonesia towards Malaysia region, right? So basically the strait that is presently the hub of the global trade. What is the name of that strait? Malacca Strait. This Malacca Strait was once upon a time was under the direct control and influence of the Chol kingdom, right? A strait, what we say, we are into the time loop or history repeats itself. Yes, it does. Well, we don't know about the time loop, but yes, history repeats itself. Malacca Strait was thousands of centuries ago, was also a global hub of the trade, right? And presently into the 21st century, 2025, also it is one of the hub of the global trade. And once upon a time, it was an Indian kingdom in the south, one of the Dravidian kingdoms as well, that is the Chol Empire, that was having the direct control as well as influence over the Malacca Strait, right? Now, as per the report, as per the understandings what we have, as we can see here, the festival also organized to commemorate the 1,000 years of the maritime expedition of Rajendra Chola to the Southeast Asia. As well, the construction of the iconic temple that is also a World Heritage Site. The grandeur of the Chola dynasty is fascinating to recall, but there are other mundane facts of the Chola rule which are unsung or maybe not highlighted as they should be in the history books. That is their water management, their tax system, their land revenue collection, and yes, their democratic processes as well. So, in history, the democratic process used to be the rarest of the rare thing. Even, the Kohinoor diamond was more common than this word democracy or the democratic process. But fortunately, what we have the kingdoms like Chola or the kings like Rajendra Chola, Rajarajavan Chola, and so on, those who were focusing on the decentralization of power, ultimately they were having the intention to establish the welfare state at any cost. And now the question is, even after such wonderful things, right? Why is this Chola empire often ignored in the history books of our country? Now you might be thinking that I am having a very wonderful tilt or a very huge tilt towards the Chola kingdom or something like that. No, please don't go by name, don't go by the words, don't go by the statements. I'm just trying to represent that yes, I admitted openly that Chola kingdom was one of those powerful kingdoms in our ancient history, right? It didn't gain that prominence. That is also the statement that I have given from my own side. But still, we have to analyze the whole facts. Why the historians, they have ignored this kingdom? Are the historians right? This is the question that we need to mark. Are these historians right? Yes or no? Well, as I stated in the beginning as well, you be the judge. You decide and let us know into the comment section that what actually is the right thing. Are these historians right, or the Chola kingdom was right, or we should be discussing this in such a manner or not? So please do let us know into the comment section after you are done watching the whole video, right? So let's do the discussion why this empire has been ignored at such a great extent. So the first thing that is mentioned here is the editorial that is printed in the Hindu. It argues that Cholas overwhelmingly Hindus, particularly Brahmanical orientation. They were the caste, that is, they were coming from the Brahmanical castes. Okay, their monumental temple building and religious patronage have made them less appealing. Well, so in that case, there are many kingdoms, those who are having the prominence in the Indian history because of their religion and caste only, to be honest, right? So here is the reason where Cholas are not having prominence because of their religion and caste. But on the contrary, in Indian history, there are many kingdoms, not just one, many kingdoms, those who have gained prominence because of their religion and caste only, right? So they have made them less appealing to the historians of left-leaning, or maybe the other word that is of the secular bent, or also of the secular bent as well as belt. Now, these historians who tend to foreground more syncretic or socially reformist approach, or basically a particular kingdom. And the most prominent example as per these historians is the Delhi Sultanate, the Mughal Empire, as well as the Vijayanagar kingdom. As being a UPSC aspirant, you know it very well. These are the three sultanates, kingdoms, or basically the Samrajya, that have gained highest number of pages in the Indian history books. Simply speaking, that has gained highest prominence in the Indian history books. Starting from the Delhi Sultanate to Mughals, and yes, finally we have got the Vijayanagar, the indigenous Vijayanagar kingdom as well, right? So these three kingdoms are great, no doubt in that. They were having some grandeur things with them, from social architecture to the physical architecture. They were performing quite well, no question in that. But yes, so were the Cholas. And unfortunately, they couldn't gain those, extra amount or good amount of pages in the books of history. Secondly, as for example, the NCERT syllabus, for instance, relegates the Cholas to a brief chapter, while more emphasis is placed on the northern or pan-Indian polities. And hence, as a result, what has happened, the leftist historians may downplay the kingdoms perceived as the defenders of Brahmanical orthodoxy in favor of narratives of resistance, caste oppression, as well as religious reforms. Yes, we have to accept that. Once upon a time, this caste system, or even presently, this caste system has been troubling. It had troubled us, okay, for a society as a whole, for a nation as a whole. It is one of the biggest virus or bacteria or illness when it comes to the problems in our unity and integrity. No doubt in that. But that doesn't mean that we should be ignoring the grandeur things, the powers and the prowess of such a huge kingdom, right? Now, the next thing that we need to discuss here. Why this so much historiographical tilt? Why so? So historians influenced our historians, they have been mostly influenced by the Marxist approach. Marxist approach, as we know it very well, Karl Marx, from his books like Das Kapital and his writings or essays, where he mentioned religion is the opium of masses. So obviously, Karl Marx was not anti-religion, okay, but yeah, he was actually opposing orthodoxy and stereotype mentalities for sure. When he wrote that essay, Dictatorship of the Proletariat, where he was talking against the bourgeoisie class as well as the clergy class as well. So there he mentioned that these bourgeoisies as well as these clergies, they use religion to, just misguide the people and use them or basically misuse them at their best. So learning from the same Karl Marx, our historians, they have written from the very same perspective as well. And unfortunately, the Chola kingdom fell to be the victim or into the trap of such Marxist approach. I don't know whether it is right or wrong. So let's have a discussion, right? So historians influenced by the Marxist or subaltern frameworks, they have often given or prioritized the social conflict, agrarian movements, the caste movements or the caste struggles, and even Islamic syncretism, right? Further, the Cholas, whose administration supported temple-based local self-governance, and even the most troublesome thing, this is the most troublesome thing here, that is the Brahmadeya. And what is this Brahmadeya? That is granting of the lands to a community, that is specifically Brahmins, right? And their tilt towards Shaivism and Vaishnavism and the ritual orthodoxy didn't fit into the minds of our Marxist historians, right? So for them, it was something which was not so fitful thing to be discussed in history, right? So they didn't fit neatly into the lens of the historians. Thus, modern scholarship has often minimized their political and cultural achievements in the favor of other periods, right? So what has happened actually, as per the historians, those who were subaltern or actually the Marxists, so they were focusing more on caste-based reforms, social reforms, basically opposing the caste orthodoxy, opposing even the caste system. Apart from that, they were also opposing these traditions like Brahmadeya, and also they were opposing some other orthodoxies basically related to some blindfold trusts or the superstitions that were more prevalent, okay, that is still prevalent in our society, and in the ancient and the medieval ages, they were being one of those customs of the society that was being followed blindly, right? So the historians, they have kept their tilt, that they focused more and they write more and they wanted to represent to the society more, that all of those things were troublesome things and they were not wrong, to be precise and to be honest in those things, right? So from their perspective, the Brahmadeya concept or even the temple building concept or even the local self-governments, which was also dominated by the upper caste people only, from the historians, the Marxist historians or the leftist historians, from their perspective, all of these things was something very fishy, was something very much illogical, was something which was very much not so good, that fits into the concept of welfare state as well as the theories of utopia. And hence, as a result, what they decided to not focus more and to provide this type of chapters with least amount of importance, right? So their intention was not to demean or, deface any kind of the kingdom. No, their intention was just to represent something that could be learning in nature for the upcoming masses, for the upcoming societies and the generation. So this is where the problem came in. And specifically, the tilt of the Chola kingdom towards Vaishnavism and Shaivism, and the prominence and the dominance of the upper caste Hindus. This was something which was also one of the reasons where the Marxist historians or basically the leftist historians, they decided not to move on, right? Next thing, the contrary perspective. As we are evolving in a different perspective. So the present historians, now what they are of the view that it's time for us to provide with the cultural importance of India that has been lost. Yes, that's true. So as of now, what we are having, the increasingly scholarly activities and the culture historians and the regionalists as well, they are calling for the Cholas re-inclusion, highlighting their naval prowess, their governance innovations, just like their influence in the village sabhas as well as the local self-governance, okay, and yes, their democratic assemblies model. So what our present day historians, what they are trying to do now, they are trying to represent Chola kingdom, okay, as not just a religiously orthodox or tilted towards a caste or a community. They are now trying to represent Chola kingdom as a kingdom that was having decentralization, that was having the local self-government, as a kingdom which was having too much transparent tax system, as a kingdom which was having a state of the art or the cutting edge technology of the time. So this is what present historians they have been arguing. Okay, we have seen that rise in the regional historians, rise in the cultural historians, okay, and they are now trying to represent the old glory or the lost glory of the Chola kingdom, right? Now the next thing, the religious tilt and its historiographical consequences. What are these? So let's discuss this. Now, the first and the foremost thing that we can see, the divide of Shaivism and Brahmanical patronage. This was the thing which troubled the Chola kingdom into the history books. So what has been written, as we can see, Chola rulers such as Aditya I and Prantaka I built and endowed the Shiva and the Vishnu temples. They supported the Brahmanical community as well as their academia. And yes, they also made relevant major Shaivite centers like the cities of Chidambaram as well as Thanjavur as their imperial capitals, right? So obviously, wherever there will be the caste dominance, inequality, and some types of, what do you say, injustice will prevail. So this is where the reasons they have been that the erstwhile historians, they couldn't focus more on the Chola kingdom. And the next and the most important thing here, why that led to the marginalization in leftist historiography. Okay, why so? So this is the answer here for the whole of the questions that we have been discussing since last 10 minutes. So here we go. The left-leaning historians often critique of the temple system as reinforcing caste hierarchy and also the Brahmanical supremacy, and sometimes depicting such things or such rulers as reactionary. Okay, not the modest one, not the actual one, but yes, considering these things, okay, or such type of a rulers or kingdoms, okay, as what? As reactionary. And so the Cholas' religious orthodoxy and glorification of the temples, therefore, made them less appealing as subjects in narratives centered on egalitarianism, class struggle, or even anti-caste reforms. So as per these Marxist historians or the leftist historians, Cholas, they were orthodox, they were casteist, and they were more stereotyped. And all of these things will not lead the society to have any kind of justice, proper liberty, as well as the implementation of proper equality norms. Hence, as a result, the historians, they too totally neglected it, right? Now, if you see the theme of the editorial and the Chola facts as well as the historiographical facts, so let's discuss how the things are totally east and west, totally north and south, totally, poles apart from each other. So as per the editorial, the religious dominance, okay, so the massive temple construction like Brihadeshwara temple or Gangaikonda Cholapura temple, or even the Shaiva ritual centrality, okay, these were the Chola facts. And now how it has been represented, viewed as emblematic of upper caste dominant and not the social reforms. Apart from that, the monumentalist focus, right? The Chola facts, what it has represented. The pillar halls, they were made. Okay, the bronze was in more prominence. Inscriptions over 1,000, over lakh. Okay, over 1 lakh inscriptions were made. Classical Tamil literature was given the proper patronage. And as per the historiographical facts, considered elite-driven culture, neglects the grassroots and the craft communities. Right? Now, talking about their naval expansion. So the Chola facts. Rajendra Chola once naval campaign into Sri Vijaya, okay, that is the region near the Sri Lankan country. Scrambling of trade routes via Nagapattinam, as well as moving towards Southeast Asia, This is what the fact about the Chola kingdom. Now, the historiographical effect. What is this? Less known in national narratives, focused on northern land-based polities only. That is specifically focusing on the Mughal kingdoms, the Nawab kingdoms, and so on, right? Giving less prominence or less importance to the Cholas, right? And then we have got the next thing, the chronology of the key Chola kings. So as per the information that we need for our UPSC CSE prelims as well as mains, who established this Chola kingdom? So remember, guys, it is not the Rajendra Chola, it is not the Rajarajavan Chola, it is the name that is known as Vijayalaya Chola. In the year 848 CE, that is the common era, or basically the AD, what we say. He founded the Chola kingdom after the siege of Thanjavur amid the Pallava-Pandava conflict. Okay, Pallava and the Pandya conflict. Basically, he overthrew the Pallava kingdom, and Vijayalaya Chola I established the Chola dynasty. Okay, and apart from that, the another major name is Aditya I. Okay, and apart from that, yes, we have got the Rajaraja one as well as the Rajendra Chola one, right? But yes, some names that are not too much prominent in the Indian history as well, but they are, now the favorite topics of UPSC in our prelims examination specifically. So it is Parantaka I, who conquered Sri Lanka and expanded into the Rashtrakutas. Then we have got Parantaka II, okay, also known as Uttam Chola. Okay, he stabilized the realm, and his son Aditya Karikalam, okay, who got assassinated, okay, later on, but was also too prominent at that time. So we know about Rajaraja I and Rajendra I. Okay, so these are the names what we often see in the books of history. But yes, the names that are not given the greater prominence, like Parantaka I, Parantaka II, and the another name that is Aditya Karikalan. Okay, so these are the names that are needed to be focused as well. Right, everyone? So this is the time now for you guys to decide whether this Chola kingdom should be given more prominence or not, or presently the prominence that has been given by our historians in the history books, including NCRTs and other books that you are referring. Okay, should they be enhanced, or whatever has been written, okay, whatever has been shown so far, that's enough for us to read, right? From the context, not of your syllabus, obviously it will increase your syllabus, I understand that, but yes, from the context of a nationalist Indian, let's talk about. What do you think? What's your opinion? Should we be providing more detailed information, okay, showing the grandeur, the power, the prowess, as well as the strength and the valor of the Chola kings, from Vijayalaya to Parantaka, from Aditya to Rajendra Chola? Should we do that? Yes. To be very honest, this is my opinion, it should be done. Okay, because it's not just about the governance. It's about the tax structure, that is economic. It's about the navy, that is, considering the foresightedness and their expansion towards the Southeast Asia, the first kingdom that established international relations throughout the globe, not just India, throughout the globe. So in my opinion, it does needs. What's your opinion? Please do let us know. And apart from that, guys, if you are a serious UPSC CSE aspirant, this information is for you. So the resolution batch, it's commencing from tomorrow, that is 31st of July. And if you have enrolled, congratulations. You have removed the most of the obstacles that could be coming in your preparation journey. And if you haven't, guys, please take the initiative today. Enroll yourself into the resolution batch. What's this resolution batch all about? What is the name of the word resolution? Obviously, it's a promise, a commitment, or a dedication that we are doing towards you. We'll be providing you with 1,000+ hours of live classes, and you will be also given the access to the recorded lectures. Then, will you be given any class notes? Obviously, you do. The class notes, the very same class notes used by teacher to teach you, the very same notes will be converted into the PDF format and shall be, shared with you immediately at the end of the session. Further, do we get any books? Yes, we do. 18 sets of printed books, upgraded, enhanced syllabus on the very same lines of upgraded and enhanced syllabus of UPSC CSE, on the very same lines, on the very same pages, that is at the par level. Those books are created and curated by the experts of this nation, considering the UPSC CSE. Okay, so they have crafted that book in a very wonderful format, in a very easy format as well. That is, eye-catching, engaging, as well as easy to be read, and obviously easy to be memorized as well. So you need to just have this understanding that those 18 books will be sent to you at your doorstep. You don't have to go anywhere to collect them. Further, Do we have any test series in this batch as well? Yes, we do have. We have got the prelims test series, 75 plus tests for mains, for prelims, 15 plus tests for your mains, and multiple mock interviews that is basically also covering your interview guidance program. So remember guys, 75 plus tests for your prelims, 15 plus tests for your mains, as well as the interview guidance program under this one single subscription. And the most important thing is the MRP. MRP, no, not the maximum retail price we're talking about. MRP as in the mains residential program. Whether you are the resident of Delhi or not, doesn't matter. Once you are done with your prelims, okay, that you are going to qualify for sure, I say the thastu there for you guys. So once you have qualified your prelims, you will be called to Delhi's Rajendra Nagar, that is the hub of civil services, and your accommodation will be totally on us. You don't have to pay a single penny for your accommodation, okay? For those 3 months approx, your accommodation will be totally on us, okay, in Delhi's Rajendra Nagar, and you will be given the opportunity to learn from the very great educators, those who taught you online, okay, in the offline mode. Those guys will be there to train you, okay, to prepare you for your second biggest exam, that is your mains examination, right? So guys, remember all of these things under one batch, under one subscription, and please don't worry if you are having trouble with regard to the medium. So this is what is the double dhamaka sale for all of our real learners and aspirants. One subscription, you will get 2 subscription free if you purchase it today. So let's say, for example, you purchase the English medium batch and you are not so comfortable in the absolute purely English batch. No worries, you can switch. You can go ahead with the English batch as well as Hindi batch if you want. Let's say you purchase the English medium batch, that is the bilingual batch. And if you want to have the purely English medium batch or purely the Hindi medium batch, no worries, you can switch that as well. So buying one subscription will provide you 2 other courses free of cost, literally free of cost. And now let's talk about the amount of money I need to pay, the subscription fee. So we have got multiple subscription plans for you from, the gold, platinum, and diamond. And the subscription plans, they're starting with just rupees 9,999. And there is a catch. You will get the maximum discount only when you have applied this promo code. What is this? PRV Live. So guys, remember the promo code that you need to apply. What is that? PRV Live. Okay, so apply this promo code and get the maximum possible discount on all of your purchases of subscription on the StudyIQ platform. Okay, everyone, so I hope this is clear. And please do not leave without hitting the subscribe button of the StudyIQ IAS English channel, a channel dedicated and committed to provide you all the quality and quantity of the content. So guys, please hit the subscribe button, and in case you wish to connect with me, we can connect here on the Telegram channel with the same name, that is PRV Live. And yes, you can also connect with me on my Instagram account, that is Praveen Mishra _2107. Or else you can just scan this QR code. This is the QR code for my Telegram channel. Okay guys, have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. Do let us know your opinion into the comment section about the Chola kingdom, as what we have discussed since last 20 minutes. I'll be waiting eagerly of your opinion, okay, into the comment section, and we shall be discussing about your comments into the next session as well. Good day everyone. Bye bye. Take care. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.